What's up, bros? How you doing today? Today we're going to be focusing on 5 farms that you need in your Minecraft survival world. So the first farm that we're going to be talking about today is the automatic melon or pumpkin farm. With this farm, you can use either melons or pumpkins in this area, but I have melons right here. You can put pumpkins too. For display purposes, I put this entire thing out in the open. This water is being supported by structure blocks and stuff. It's just for showing purposes. This grass will probably be ground level, and this one might be below the ground. You can choose to whatever. You can have it all above ground, put some glass up, but yeah. So it works basically the same. Basically, it will sense when this stem changes, which means, because when you have a melon on there, like the stem will kind of droop down, and this will notice that change and activate the pistons, which will mine the pumpkin or watermelon, and this will pick it up and put it in here. So yeah, as you can tell, it's already made a lot. This, if you put this by your base, you can just get a ton of watermelons and pumpkins, and you can obviously make it bigger than this. Hey guys, so this is all you're gonna need for this melon farm right here. These are just building blocks. You may need more than this. This is just for purposes for this video. And you're also gonna need about 36 grass blocks. About 36 grass blocks filled in, and yeah. So once you have this, you are good to go. First of all, what you're gonna start out doing is you're gonna place a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then count that one, so it's 6. So you're gonna place a 6 by 6 platform all the way here, like so. Okay, and then you're gonna kind of mine out these corner pieces. Okay, now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get in your inventory, grab the chests that you have, and you're gonna put them right here. You can obviously route this to wherever you want, but we're just gonna use this for now. Probably don't need 4 of these. It's just what I used over there. So first, now we're gonna take our, looks like I didn't get redstone blocks, so you're gonna also need some redstone blocks, and you're gonna want to put one here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of zigzag it all the way till you reach the front. Make sure you do not put one right next to the hopper, or nothing will be able to move through it. So yeah, so just place it like that, and then you're gonna want to grab your power rails, and you're gonna want to place, not like that. So you're gonna want to place them like this, and then, no, it's just gonna keep doing that. So then man, I didn't grab these either. So you're gonna want normal rails too. Feed them over here, go out, leave those 2 in the middle, go like that, leave 2 in the middle, make a quick chain like this, and you're just gonna keep repeating this pattern until you reach the end, which of course is very close to where we were at. So okay, so we got our rails placed, and as you can see, we have them going down the middle and one right there. And this will basically allow our hopper minecart to travel around and collect all the stuff. So now we are gonna place a layer of glass over grass, not glass, over every single rail here, so that in a 6 by 6 pattern yet again. And this is gonna act as our farmland. Okay, now what you're gonna want to do is, I'm just gonna make a quick little bucket for the water. This can be in the ground in your survival level, so you won't need to make a bucket unless you plan on making it above ground. Okay, and then you're gonna want to grab your water and place it right in there. Come over onto the other side, do the same thing. Not right there, right here. Okay, and then just make a little bucket. Yeah, like that. And then place your water inside like so. And then you're gonna want to grab yourself a hoe, and you're gonna give it a checkerboard pattern like so. Okay, so now that we got our checkerboard pattern here, now it's time to place our pistons and observers with a little bit of redstone on top of that. But first we're gonna plant our melons. So hurry and plant your melons in these checkerboard pattern areas like so. It doesn't matter if the grass is gone because it's gonna get destroyed by the pistons anyways. So now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place an observer on top of each stem like this. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna face the observer to be observing the stem. And then you're gonna want to go up to these, place a piston upside down like so. And you're just gonna repeat this for every single area. So everywhere there's a grass like this, place a piston facing down, and every time there is a stem, place an observer looking at the stem. So yeah, just place the observer right on top of a stem like this, and you'll just repeat this for all of these. Okay, so now that we have this grid pattern of pistons and observers, now we're just going to place a layer of redstone on top of all of these observers and pistons. And this is going to allow the observers to power the pistons to break the melons. Okay, so now that we got all of that done, the farm is basically done. Now all we need to do is place ourselves one of these, and if you don't want to break this and put a block next to it to make it power, you can always just grab yourself a nice little fishing rod and kind of aim to the side, and it will pick it up, and then yank, and it will get that going. So now this farm is complete, and I'll turn up the tick speed to show you guys it working. Okay, number 2, sugarcane farm. Well, actually, we're not gonna deal with this piece of crap. Let's just get some TNT. I mean, sugarcane farms are useful, but you know, this stupid piece of crap machine doesn't work as good as we would want to. The truth is there is obviously a better solution to this. Now this sugarcane farm is more of what I'm talking about. It's much better. It senses each individual stalk of sugarcane rather than just mining all of it once one completes growing. Therefore, this one is much more efficient and produces a lot more. So it just mines it, this collects it, and collects it in that chest. So now to hurry and quickly show you guys how to build this wonderful contraption. Okay, so all you're gonna need for this sugarcane farm is 2 redstone blocks, 7 pieces of sand, 7 sugarcane, a couple water buckets, 2 hoppers, some building blocks, 2 chests, 7 powered rails, 21 observers, 7 pistons, and 21 pieces of glass, and you're all set to go. So first we'll start by placing our 2 pistons facing into that chest. And then we'll take our building block of choice and we'll just build it out to the side 6 more blocks from the piston. Okay, now we're gonna place our redstone blocks right here and right here. And then we're gonna place our powered rails all the way over to this piston right here. And I'm just gonna place up these so our minecart is allowed to travel. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your sand right on top of these powered rails so that you can plant your sugarcane right above them so they can collect the sugarcane that is dropped from this farm. Then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place a layer go in behind here, and you're gonna want to build a little bucket yet again for some water. Just a nice little bucket right here. Okay, and now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to grab yourself a water bucket, and you're gonna want to place you some water right in here like so. Then you're gonna want to place a building block behind here. Make sure you do not destroy the water just like I did. And you're just gonna want to place it all the way along the back of the sand like that. Okay, and then you're gonna want to place a row of pistons right on top of that block that covers yet the sand yet again. And then you're gonna want to put, first you'll build up the walls from the sand, 1, 2, 3 blocks. Okay, 4 blocks actually. I'm just gonna want to do that with these sides too as well. So just build up these sides all the way up there. Okay, and then we'll just build this out one more like that. Place this up here like so. You do not have to have this visible, so it's just hurry and place this, and this minecart should just get going. Then we'll just cover this up like so. Okay, and once we get to this layer, you're just gonna want to have some glass, and you're just gonna want to cover this all the way up to here in glass, 3 blocks tall, that covers yet again the length of the pistons. Okay, and then we'll take our building block again and place them along the top like so. Okay, and then you're gonna want to plant your sugar cane along the bottom like this, your 7 pieces of sugar cane. And then we'll place on this block facing downwards, it will sense the top of the sugar cane. So you're gonna want to place your observers like so, and then you're gonna want to place another set of observers facing into those observers, so it will sense when that observer activates. And then you'll place one going down like so until you reach the end. And now this farm is totally completed. That's literally it. There is nothing else you need to do. You can pretty this up, cover these back parts, use whatever block that you want to make it look pretty, but that is all that is required for this farm, and you can make it as big as you want. This part can even be underground, so you only see this part of the surface. And it's not super efficient, but it's good enough to get you started. And after, like, if you just AFK this for a couple hours, you'll probably get a few stacks, and that is good with me. So yeah, that is this farm, and we'll move right on to our next farm. Okay guys, so this is our next farm that we are going to be talking about, XP grinders. So these I'm counting as one farm because they're basically the same thing, just basically different concepts. So first of all, let's say you are mining in a mine shaft and you run into a cave spider thing. Cave spiders are very deadly, but they are also super small, so they can fit in the tiniest little places. They can fit in a maximum amount of space of a half slab, so that is very small, so they can squeeze through this tiny hole right here. So basically what we have here is just the dark room that will spawn these spiders, and then it will carry it to a killing chamber. Okay, and with this one, it's basically the same concept. The water will carry the skeletons or zombies to this one hole, and they'll come here, be lifted up 22 blocks, and then be dropped all the way down onto the slab, giving you one punch to kill them so you can get their sweet loot. So I'm gonna quickly get these prepped, and I'll show you guys how to build each of them. Okay, so the items that you're going to need for this spider farm are fairly simple. First of all, you're going to just want 2 chests, 3 spruce trapdoors, some amount of spruce, I mean, it doesn't have to be spruce slabs or stairs, just some amount of slabs, and 3 stairs, and 8 hoppers, and some form of building block, and then you're set to go. Okay, so the first step on this build is you're going to want to mine a room out around the spawner that is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks from the spawner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and also on this side and on this side as well. This glass is just for display purposes, but yeah, so you're gonna mine out a room that is 4 out from the spawner on every single side. So it will eventually form a 9 by 9 room around the spawner, with the spawner being in the center. Then you're gonna want to dig 3 blocks down from the spawner and 1 block up from the spawner, or 2. It doesn't really matter, but you just want a little bit of space on the ceiling. And you're gonna want to place a block right on top of the spawner. Okay, so now that we have the room dug out, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place a block on top of the spawner that is going to be flush with the ceiling. So what I mean here is when we fill in the ceiling, this will just be connected to the ceiling. So now that we have that block, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mine out these 3 center blocks right here, just 1 block tall right there. That will lead to our killing chamber. And yeah, so away from this area that you chose to be where your killing chamber is going to be, you're going to go to the opposite side of the room and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 out, and 1 in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the middle. Okay. So we're actually... Okay, so now that you have your killing chamber area... Okay, so now that you have your killing chamber spot picked out, now you're going to flip and go to the opposite side of the room. So now we're just going to build off some blocks like so. And we're just going to keep adding on to these until we eventually get a big enough platform to kind of control the water. Okay, this one needs to be a little bit bigger. So basically once you have this, you're going to want to get your water, place 1 there and 1 there. And this is just going to travel straight to there. Actually, we're going to need to build this out 1 more. So just build this out 1 more layer like that. And then this will go all the way 2 blocks inwards. So as you can tell, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll place 7 out from here and just build it inwards, 7 out from there and just build it inwards until it comes to a point 1 block away from the spawner. So now that we have the water streams in place, I'm just gonna hurry and fill up the ceiling so that we can move on to the interior, the killing chamber. Okay, so now that we're at the killing chamber, I have our water source right here. It will be coming in 2 blocks into the wall. So right here where these stone pieces are, we're gonna hurry and place us a trapdoor going this way, a trapdoor going this way, and a trapdoor moving forward like this. So it opens like that, and like that. You'll see why that is necessary later. Then, so this might be in a wall, but I'm just going to cover the roof in this for now. This is going to be underground for you, so you won't have to worry about placing those. Just make it a 1 tall hallway, like so. Okay, and now that we have this in place, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place yourself a chest somewhere to the side, and you're going to want to build you a nice little hopper line coming from that chest that goes right under each one of these blocks. Now that you have that, you're going to place a hopper on each of those hoppers, so you have 3 like that. Okay, now you're going to want to place a stair facing upwards like this in front of those hoppers to kind of give you a little bit of separation from the cave spiders, because they will be trying to hit you. So now that you have that, you're going to want to place another layer of these and place 3 more down like that, so it has that little hole. If you have a trapdoor and then a slab like this, the cave spiders cannot squeeze through because it's a little bit less than a half a slab, but it still gives you room to slap in there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna build a quick little box around this whole structure, avoiding the chest. Okay, so now that we have our little box surrounding here, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna cover these up and cover up all of these surrounding areas just to make it look good. And now you're gonna wanna place a half slab floor right in front. And it only has to be 2 blocks wide, but it really doesn't matter, whatever your preference is, as long as you have a half slab right here, because you need to be low enough to be able to hit the spiders. Okay, so now we're just gonna make sure this entire place is covered, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now that I have this covered, this farm is complete. This is all it takes. You just need to mine out the room and build the killing chamber, and you can have a storage system wherever you want. But now that this is complete, I'll show you guys how it works. Okay, so now that it's complete, you want to make sure there is no light sources inside of that room so they can spawn, and you can feel free to place them in here. So if we hurry and quickly grab a sword, we can hurry and kill these boys and get their XP and loot. So if I turn myself to survival, as you can tell, they cannot touch me. So we are completely safe from these guys, and they can't do anything about it. And then once all the spiders are gone, feel free to open these up and collect the XP and other things. So it might take a second because XP is annoying, and it does not like to listen to you. So you might need to flip these around eventually to get some more XP, but that is definitely it. Feel free to mess with these trapdoors a little bit, but yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so for the skeleton farm and or zombie farm, all you're gonna want is a piece of ice, a piece of soul sand, some building blocks, 4 slabs, 2 signs. I mean, more than 2 signs. Actually, you're gonna need 3 signs. You're gonna need 3 signs, some water buckets, some kelp, and 1 hopper and 2 chests, and that is it, and you're set to go. Okay, so now to show you guys how to build the skeleton and or zombie farm. So first of all, you're gonna dig the same size of room with 1 block above and 3 blocks below, and 4 to the side and 4 to the side, 4 to the side, and 4 to the side. So a 9x9 room around this, 3 blocks below, 1 block above. So now in the corners, we're just gonna go out 3, 2 more right there, and 1 in the middle. Out 3, 2 more, and 1 in the middle, like so. And we're gonna place our water sources in the corner. And while you are building these farms, make sure you have the room well lit so that no boys can spawn in here and give you a hard time. So once you have that safe, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mine out these 4 blocks right here where the water does not touch. Then you're going to want to mine that 1 more layer out so the water can flow right into that block right there. Now that you have this, you're going to want to dig a 3 high tunnel right here. 3, 4, 5. Wait, not quite 5. You're gonna dig that 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in from this, and then you're gonna want to place half slabs on the last 3 blocks, not the 4th block. So once you have these 3 slabs, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get yourself a sign, quick little sign like this, and you're gonna want to place 2 signs right on the wall like so that this water cannot travel here. Okay, so once you got your ice, you're gonna want to place your ice right underneath these signs right here so that the mobs will slip into the bubble elevator. So we're gonna place our soul sand right here, and then we're gonna go up all the way to the top. And as you can tell from here, from this block right here, for 2 blocks up, so you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you're gonna dig a tunnel from this block all the way up to here, counting a total of 22 blocks, and that's where we're gonna set our little area where we're gonna drop them down. Okay, so next, once you reach this top part, you're gonna want to dig over 3 blocks right here, and you're gonna place yourself, I shouldn't have put away the sign, but you're gonna want to get yourself a sign, and you're gonna place it right there, and then place your water source right there so it runs right into here. Okay, and then once you reach down here, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place your chest with a hopper going into it, and then a slab on top of that. And this is going to create our killing chamber. So now that we got that, we're going to come back into this room, and we're going to grab ourselves some kelp and build it all the way to the top to make all of these source blocks all the way to this top piece. Okay, now that we got that, you can make your way back down through the kelp or just break out like that. And then you're going to want to come in here, break the kelp from the bottom, and that's going to create a bubble elevator that will send things all the way up and then back down right here to be dropped down into our killing chamber. So now I'm going to hurry and cover this up and get rid of the torches, and you guys can see this thing in action. Okay, so once we have this all complete, there is a crap load of slimes behind me, but once you have this complete, skeletons will start to spawn in this room eventually, and then once they do, they will make their way into here, go all the way to the top, and then fall down. As you can tell, there's one in here, but once more spawn, we will have, yeah, I think these guys are taking up the mob cap. So once more spawn, they'll make their way into there, push that guy up in there, go all the way to the top, and then fall all the way down. And 22 blocks is the maximum amount before they only have 1 more health point. So you just punch them once and they're dead. And these 2 farms are some of the best farms to get you started in your Minecraft survival level, because they can get you a lot of XP really fast, but you will go through a lot of iron tools with these. But they are definitely worth the time to build. I always build one every single time in every single survival level I have, whether it be one of these or one of these, depending on which one I find first. But this one's a little bit harder since you need kelp and soul sand, but this one you only need a few blocks. So this one is definitely harder. If you can find one of these, it's easier but more dangerous to build because cave spiders are so deadly. So now to move on to our next farm. Okay, so number 4 on our list is the automatic chicken grinder. So first of all, this is a very, very simple farm. Basically, the whole purpose of it is you'll have chickens up here that you lure in or spawn by egg, and they'll lay eggs which are dispensed here, spawn baby chickens. Once they grow up, they'll get in the lava and be burnt to death, and you will get cooked chicken and feathers for life. And this farm, if you just keep running in the background, you will have a somewhat sustainable food source. If you have multiple of these right next to each other, you can make quite a bit more. So basically, for this farm, all you're gonna need is these materials right here, not these stuff in my inventory. Let's hurry and clear me. So once you're just gonna want some sort of building blocks, some pistons, and chickens, of course. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do for this farm is you can do this however you want it to be, but for this purpose, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place a block there, you're gonna want a chest right here. Then you're gonna want a hopper going into that chest. And then we're gonna place a block right behind there and place a dispenser facing towards that hopper. And now we're gonna hurry and grab ourselves a slab, like so. You're just gonna want to place that slab right on top of there. Okay, and now you're gonna take your glass, build it up like this, all around this, and yeah, that's all you're gonna want to do. Okay, now you're gonna want to build your hopper right up from there, like so. And then you're just gonna place glass around this as well. If you want to see the chickens, you can place blocks too if you want. But for these purposes, I'm gonna have glass. So you're gonna place your lava right above the slab like so. And then you're gonna place this last wall to keep the chickens inside. Okay, and then you're just gonna wanna lure your chickens into a hole. I'm just gonna spawn some. But once you reach the mob limit, what it's gonna do is it's gonna put eggs right inside of this thing right here, right inside this dispenser. Okay, so now we're gonna build ourselves a nice little clock to kind of sense when there's something in there to dispense a ton. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place one block off of that, a redstone comparator facing out of the dispenser, and then you're going to want to place your sticky piston, then an observer facing towards the towards the dispenser, and then you're going to want to get rid of this piece of glass and make a dispenser facing towards observer facing towards this other observer. So now every time it senses something in here, it will just dispense it all in there. So, or you can use this other clock that just has a nice little comparator on negative mode, which will go into here, activate this, and then it will repeat the same function and it will just keep spitting out these stuffs. It's not as fast, but it works. This is just a little bit more compact if you're looking for compactness. And that is simply it. And if you want an egg farm, it's also very simple. All you want to do is you're just gonna have yourself a chest right here, and then you're gonna grab a hopper, if I can find one that I can just yoink. Okay, you'll take one of these, put it like that, place glass on top of the chest, and then glass all around, or whatever block you want, as long as you can open this chest. And then you're just gonna want a ton of chickens inside of here again. Okay, and once you have that, they'll just spawn eggs for you to collect, and then you can put them in here for this farm. Okay, now on to our next farm. Okay, so the fifth farm for today, the fifth and final farm for today, is a nice little kelp farm that we have going on here that's only 6 wide. This is yet again tileable and can be repeated many times. It is basically the same concept as a sugarcane farm, but it's underwater. So let's hurry and get started with this, and it shouldn't take that long to make. Okay, so all you're gonna need for this nice sweet kelp farm is 6 pieces of kelp, 2 chests, 6 hoppers, 6 pieces of redstone, 24 glass panes, some building blocks, 6 observers, 6 pistons, and a couple buckets of water to get that nice sweet water flowing. And then you're good to go. Okay, so now to start building this, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna come along here and place 3 blocks like so. And then you're gonna build the same thing over here, 3 blocks like so. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna build this up 1, 2, 3, 3 blocks from that bottom block. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to place a hopper line we'll place our chest in the middle right here. And then we'll place a hopper going into here, into the chest, and then hoppers branching off on all sides from this, like so. You can obviously change this if you want your storage to be a little bit bigger. So next, what we're going to want to do is we're going to place a row of blocks right here, a row of pistons on top of those blocks, and a row of observers, not that way, row of observers facing the inside of things so it can sense the kelp when it's growing. So next, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to place some blocks behind here like so to contain the water that we will be placing inside of our mechanism. Then we're going to want to place a layer of blocks behind the pistons and a layer of redstone on top of there to power the pistons when the observers sense something. Now that we have that complete, we're going to place us some glass panes along these hoppers, along the hopper lines without going into them. Okay, and then once you have layers up to this point, you want them all the way up to where your water source is going to be. And then I'm just going to place some blocks on top to make it look neat and kind of contain the kelp when it floats up to the top of the water so it doesn't spit out of the mechanism. You can use full blocks if you want. Okay, so now we're going to hurry and open up the top of our thing to just briefly work on the inside. So now we're going to want to grab ourselves a bucket of water, and you're going to want to place those buckets of water on top of the observers like so. The pistons are going to go like crazy, but we really want this water source to flow inwards like that. That's why we cannot place it on top like here. You have to place it on the observers so it can move inwards. And then you're just going to want to cover up this top with slabs completely like so. Oh, but first let yourself some room to jump on in and get yourself your kelp. Once you got your kelp like this, you can place it along the bottom right here and just wait for it to grow to full maturity, and then it will mine it, and you'll see that the sea kelp comes along this top, comes into the airspace created by the pane, falls down into the hoppers, and collects it here in this chest. It's a very simple design, but it is very useful when you want a sustainable fuel source, which dried kelp blocks are really good for. So yeah, so these have been 5 farms that you would want in your Minecraft survival level. So I'm gonna hurry and show you a quick little segment. Let's see, we'll set the random tick speed up to 100 to kind of speed up the process so you guys can see this thing in action. So if we just wait a second for this kelp to grow, you'll see it is mined, and then it goes up to the top and then is moved forward and dropped into this chest right here. So let's wait one more time for it to go. Yeah, see, and then it comes to the front, falls down into the hoppers, and yet again collects right here. This one's been running for a while, so of course it has quite a bit, but these farms are fun to have in your survival level, and they're all useful in some way. Well guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and please consider subscribing and hitting that notification icon so you can get notified about more content like this. I will be making another video about more advanced farms for you guys to put into your survival levels that I have used before. But thank you guys for now, and I hope to see you guys in our next episode.